Good evening. Welcome to the Breakfast Club evening session. This is Joe Shoup. Welcome, everyone. If you could, Cindy, I'm going to try to somehow get you, send me a note here and see if I can open you up, actually, believe it or not. Not sure I can do that, but I'm going to try. Nope, not there. So I need to actually go in and see where you are. Okay, well, anyway, I won't, I don't know what happened here, but I can't seem to see the control room, and so therefore I don't know if I can open up your if you put a click on there to request to speak, I think I might be able to see it. Not sure. But anyway, all right, well, let's get started. We have a short session here tonight, but let's just talk about a couple of things here. I'm going to try to share my screen and show a few things here, and we'll talk about them as we go along. But, you know, as we always talk about, this is, you know, about communication. It's always about communicating and communicating properly. So once again, Cindy, I'm still trying to open up your line, but I can't seem to be able to do that. We'll just have to, we'll have to live with it. And I'll give it a try. All right, let me try to share my screen. Let me try to share that and see if I can bring up something I want you to take a look at. But I'm not going to be able to know whether or not you can see this or not. You should be able to see. Yeah, I can see you see that. Okay, you should be able to see this. So let's just start a slideshow here right from the beginning and take a look at something.
Educational purposes only. No part of this publication may be reproduced.
I see. This is a live version. I didn't know that. This is an actual voice part of it. I'll have to shut that off as we go and see what happens here. But as you look at this, obviously, all rights are reserved here. Don't be copying any of this stuff. I just don't know how we're going to be able to do that. Let's take a look here. This is about, you know, we have this communication class, and what's taught in this class is what we'll cover a few of those things tonight. We'll see if we can actually move forward with this. But the class is just what we talk about. The terminology that you use creates a perception. It better make sense to the person you're talking to. You know, no fluff, just basic information. You know, finding out, be a professional. Okay? It's about thinking. It's about learning how to think. And if you know, have been working with the people I've been working with in the last month or so, you know, you'll see the improvement that they've had, understanding what the process is and what their role is, what action they need to take to get better at what they do. So that class is designed to change your thinking about your business, about the way you've been communicating your business. You know, it is clearly about learning how to communicate and feeling comfortable when people ask you questions. And once again, the terminology you use creates a certain perception. The way you talk to people creates that. And you create first impressions. It's important to come off strong, you know, to be able to, you know, have that person know that you know what you're doing. So, you know, when you talk about communication, what is it really? You look at the bottom part of that, the basic steps are the forming of communicative intent, message composition, message encoding, transmission of signal. All that is old, you know, dictionary language. Here's what it really means. It means that when you can have a message to communicate, you have an intended meaning. And that person over here perceives a certain thing depending on how you have delivered that message, whether it's verbal or nonverbal. There's a perceived meaning over there. So you better get it right on both sides so you know what you're talking about, right? The sender has a reality. Her reality may not be the receiver's reality. So here's the thing. The single biggest problem with communication is the illusion that it has taken place. And I think it's a cute little message here. Just because you're talking doesn't mean someone else is listening, right? And learning the art of communicating your message is critical in this business. Not just to talk away and talk and talk and talk, hoping. Now, look, I go through that all the time with people who are recruiting people who don't do anything. One of the problems I discover all the time is the person who recruited them talked them into it, didn't really know if the other person understood what they were about to encounter. And the only way you're going to do that is understand the communication process, because just because you're talking, it don't mean they're listening. So if that's you, it's time to change that. Change your words, change your life. Again, Einstein tells us that education is not the learning of facts, but it's the training of the mind to think. And think through the process. And which brings us, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, the directors. This is a disaster in most businesses. Taking your person to a three-way with your upline called a director. They're supposed to direct the prospect to registration or find out if they really are a candidate. What a disaster it has been in this industry to three-way someone and three-way over to someone and have a 30, 40-minute conversation, which is ridiculous. We teach that in the class. I won't touch that. So what's the business strategy? What is your business strategy? And this is in the third part of the class, which says that you have to understand who you are in the communication process. You have a better idea what you want to communicate, how you want to communicate. So it's time to establish a business plan. Now, look, a business plan consists of two things, basically. And that's kind of the hard drive. What you set up to communicate your message. You have to tell people you're in business. You got to tell them something about your business. Most people don't know how to do that. So they have tools out there known as we call them contact managers. You might call them autoresponders. The real word for it is contact manager, a manager for your contacts. And if your system isn't working, you need to get a system. We use a company called Tools Rock. We think it's the best out there. And I'm not going to cover all of the elements of it. We did that last week. You can go listen to the tape, but you really need to understand that your contacts need to be communicated with on a regular basis. That's why those two go together. It's the business strategy is a hard drive, so to speak, the tool that you use to introduce people to find the interested party. And then the second part of the strategy is to be able to talk to that person and find out if they really are an interested party. And if they are, maybe you can take another step. Maybe. So you need a strategy, and communication is part of that strategy. Learning how to answer questions, learning how to move them along. So, if you don't have a game plan and you aim at nothing, you're going to hit it every time. So what does a business plan consist of? Well, marketing, good ideas, goals, risk, strategy, and finance. That's really what a business plan should consist of. Your strategy, your ideas, all have to be connected to your communication. How do you communicate that message? What is your strategy for that? So let's take a look at this. Business steps. These are steps you can kind of look at how to get started. You write a description, you have a financial model. What is your risk mitigating milestones? You might want to look that up. And then writing your business plan. Take the time to write it out, to understand. If you don't understand a business plan, you can go back to here and look, but go and look what business plans look like. Google that. And the basics never really change. Everywhere you go, they're going to tell you the basic thing. Let's read this bottom thing. We sometimes forget what brings about success. Besides having strong goals and commitment to succeed and a passion for the product and opportunity, you still need a good old-fashioned action. How many times have you said, I wish my business was growing faster? Let me remind you that you have complete control over how fast or how slow your business grows on a daily basis. It's not the growth of your business that is the key. It's your own personal growth as a person working the business that will determine the speed of your business growth. So we have a checklist there, the basic steps. But let me tell you something. I don't have this on paper, so you might want to write this down. Not might, you should write this down. You know what winners do? They figure out how to win and they make adjustments. That's what they do. They make adjustments all the time in their plans, but they figure out how to win. You know what the rest of the people do? To try to explain to themselves and to everybody else why they're losing. I'm going to say this again. Winners figure out how to win, making adjustments. The rest of the people try to explain to themselves and to everyone else why they're losing. I'm going to tell you something. If you write that down and put that in front of you and put it on the wall, you have to decide every day, are you one of the winners or are you like the rest of the people? And figure out. That means if you don't know how to talk, to figure out a plan. That means go take a communication class. That means go find a good marketing tool. We hope it's Tools Rock. We hope you take the communication class. We think that those two combinations are the very best things that you can do in any one of your companies. I had somebody come to me last week who has been dealing with an upline for quite a while. And all they're doing is handing them leads, saying, bring them over to me. Don't worry about knowing anything. And then that upline spends about 40 minutes on the phone, throwing up all over the person, begging them to come in. And even if they come in, they're ending up with zero activity. So this person comes to me and says, I finally want to do this. I want to take this class. I want to understand what I need to do to be successful because it's been years. And this is what I get from uplines all the time. It's not in this, not in any specific company. Nobody knows what it is, but somewhere along the way, somebody taught you something and you can only go as far as you're taught. So who taught you, if you're not being successful, who taught you to do business that way? What are you doing and who taught you? And if you're having success, you probably wouldn't be here tonight. Take a look to see who taught you. It's probably the basic networker who's been doing the same things wrong for years and years. We have people waiting. Somebody in my downline has an upline who's waiting for them to do all the work. Says, I'm too busy to do it. Here, I'll give you these people. You go do it and build me a business. So, you can all chuckle at that one because you probably all have that stuff. Look, success comes from constant repetition. Constant repetition. Now, that means doing the same thing over and over again, right? True confidence comes from successful repetition. And I'm going to make one more quote by the Super Bowl winner, quarterback winner, Peyton Manning. This is what he always said. Now, seriously, in the regular season, this is the greatest quarterback that ever lived. Statistically, it shows it. Not in his age now, but without him in the Super Bowl, they didn't win that Super Bowl. He wasn't the most valuable player. He was just doing the basic things, the simple things over and over again with precision. He was able to lead and guide that team and coach them to the win. Didn't have a great Super Bowl, but he had enough. Now, they say he's the smartest quarterback of all time. And in regular season, all the stats show that he's the best that ever played the game. Now, you can argue about who you want on your team is the best. I mean, that's certainly arguable. But clearly, statistically, and for years and years, was the best. Come to to playoff time, he doesn't have the best record in stats. But he knows the game better than anybody else, and he knows how to win. He knows how to help you win. Greatest team player ever, or right with the greatest ones. So here's what he always said. You do the simple things over and over again with precision. That's the same thing we just said. You do the simple things over and over again with precision. Right? True confidence comes from successful repetition. Success comes from constant repetition or consistent repetition. So if you don't learn how to answer questions, if you don't learn to talk to, as a director, talk to the people professionally and do the same thing over and over again, how can you possibly repeat that to a team of people? How can you duplicate? Can't. The basics for success has never changed, ever. Everybody knows that you do the same things over and over again. That's why car washes are successful as opposed to the Saturday afternoon high school car wash. Because the machines in there that someone invented do the same thing over and over again. The simple, little simple things with precision. And the only way you're going to do this is practice. We have groups of people on a regular weekly basis practicing together. And I make them do the scripts, which you get in this class, with precision. No ad-libbing. Don't change words. Don't try to ad-lib. Just try to get all the basics down with precision. So when it comes the time for you to be a director, you can help that person. You know the steps. There are steps to all of this. Steps to success. And they're all basic stuff. When a director gets on a call, when you bring someone to them, there should be a process. What do you do first? What do you do second? Or you don't want them getting on there and winging it. They're liable to end up in a conversation about, Baltimore over the riots that took place. Or you might get them in how wonderful the Super Bowl was just because they live in Denver. That's not appropriate for business. What's appropriate is to find out if that person truly is a candidate for us and are we right for them, and then move them to registration and let them know that they're going to get all the basic stuff in training, which goes on all week long. It's the simple things over and over again with precision. You want to help people? There's another thing to remember. Because this is a business of helping people. How do you help them? You get good at what you do. You get a plan down. Not just a marketing plan, meaning every day you send emails out, you answer emails, or you do blasts, or whatever it is, the plan that you have to contact people. However that takes place, you do that over and over again. That's your plan every day. That's your strategy to make contacts. But helping people, that's your plan. That has nothing to do with anybody else. But when it comes time to talk to people, if you're not learning the basics with precision, then you can't help anybody else because they're not going to be able to learn. They can't just come to a class, one class here, and get it all and all of a sudden change without other help, other support. I got to give Cindy Valentine tremendous credit for bringing her upline to the Breakfast Club, to the class. Uplines. I don't know anybody else on a regular basis that can convince their upline to come listen. Most of the people come and say, yeah, but my upline, and they're not here, and they don't want to listen, and they're already doing. And then we finally have people just this week saying, I've put this off for almost 3 years. And I kept saying, I hear it. I'm on the Breakfast Club. I hear it. I want to take that class. And after the class, blown away. Said, oh my gosh, no wonder I am where I am. The simple things over and over again with precision. So here's the thing. If you want to help people, you got to have a heart to help people, really. You've got to be able to want someone else to succeed. And our business is about everybody else succeeding, which helps you succeed. There has to be a goodness in your heart to do that. Goodness is measured by what we embrace, what we create, and who we include. Let me say that again. Goodness is measured by what we embrace, what we create, and who we include. You learn how to do this business properly. You embrace it. You embrace the education. You create your own plan in this business, and you include others. That's what goodness is about. That's being a good upline, not answering a call, a director call, and winging it and hoping and begging a person to come in. That's not good. That doesn't help anybody. That chases more people than you ever can imagine. And I know we've all experienced that. So, wanted to express that tonight, that a marketing plan, whoever you're working with, if you don't know what to do or what tool is being used, it takes a little money. $20 a month in Tools Rock for the basic plan. Gives you an opportunity to put all kinds of people in, send emails to them, and automatically do it. Automatically have messages go out so you can find somebody else and do some other work. And then work with teams of people who can talk and communicate their message. And here's the biggest thing. And I think the biggest problem in all of networking is when a new person comes in, what do you do with them? Well, guess what? If you had a game plan, if they register with your company, they get a marketing system like Tools Rock, they take a class, they schedule their monthly subscription or monthly purchase from the company, and they get into the training, and they work and they do the simple things over and over again with precision. It's what they do. If you don't do it, you're not going to get anybody to follow you to do it. So that was my message here tonight. Mark, I think I heard you come on, did I?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You hear me okay?
Yeah, no, yep, I hear you good. I hear you good. I'm going to try to get out of the screen here, I guess, because I'm going to leave this as the last thing I put up here. So let me try to get out of here and see what that does. We'll close that down. That should take me back to here. And I should, you are screen sharing, stop, and we're back. How's that?
That's it. I can see you.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't have the link to the room, so I can't see anybody having any questions.
I have it up. I don't see it.
Oh, good. Okay. So anyway, there we are. We're at the bottom of the hour, and maybe you can finish it up, Mark. But you know what? This is a basic plan, a basic format to follow so that people can understand how to help their team grow, how to help them communicate, which will increase and have success in their business. That's my message here tonight.
Yeah, well, Joe, on the last part, which is very important, you know, you said something that has always, you know, been my thought, you know, because in this business, people don't really care how much you know, but what they really care is what they're really interested in is how much you care. And if you care, you're going to share with them the things that help make your business successful. And that system is very important because what it simply says, it's saving you significant time, energy, and money. And you're only talking $20 a month to give you a system that does a good bit of the work for you. And the thing is that do you share with a person as soon as you bring them in? That's one of the most important parts. Because if you don't have a system, you can't really run any kind of business, whether it's online, offline, or brick and mortar. You just can't do it. So with the proper system, which Tools Rock offers, everybody should have that system. And you know, whether they're in this business or other business, I mean, a system like Tools Rock, you have to have it to run your business. It's just that simple.
All righty. So if there are any questions there, Mark, can you see?
No, I don't see any questions.
All right.
I see everybody in the room, but I don't see any questions. Again, you've done an excellent job. I don't see any questions.
Okay. Well, look, everybody, have a great night. We will see you next week. We have some good plans this week, and I believe Jennifer will be with us next week. Just for the record, Jennifer is 2.5 weeks away from having a baby, and she wasn't feeling well today, and so I don't know that we'll get her for the next couple of weeks. Maybe next week. We'll see. I think so, but we'll see. We'll get her back in here to share some things with the back office, and I'm excited about. I talked to Cindy. She's so excited about having a marketing tool like Tools Rock, because it really gives you everything that you need back there. It's just a matter of understanding it and learning how to operate that.
Well, Joe, you got a question here. What is Tools Rock? Baron wants to know what is Tools Rock. So that's the question that's in here.
Well, let me say it this way. The best thing, did you say Barry?
Baron, B-A-R-R-O-N.
Baron. Yeah. Okay. Just go, you can go to my website, but please don't register without either calling me, because if you're connected to somebody in Tools Rock, we certainly want that person to get credit for that. So you want to go to, you can go to a couple of things. Let me give that out, Mark. It's go to Joe Shoop, and the spelling of my name should be up on that screen, JOESHOOP, .toolsrock.net, and take a tour. joeshoop.toolsrock.net. All, obviously, it's a website, so it's all together. joeshoop.toolsrock.net, and you'll see a place to take a tour. And on there, you'll see my contact information. Give me a call, and I will show you the websites and the funnels and the tool itself from a personal standpoint, how we work it. In the meantime, you'll just let me know who brought you to the Breakfast Club and whether they're a Tools Rock member, and if they are, we'll attach you to them. But don't register without talking to me, because I don't want any mix-ups like that. I can have it changed, but I don't want to go through that. Thanks, Baron. All right, that's it, huh?
Yep, that's it. I don't see any more.
Yep. All right. Well, have a great night, everybody. Mark, as always, have a great night. Thanks for being here. We'll see everybody next week at the Breakfast Club, and we'll look forward to success. Just let's keep moving forward. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Peace and blessings, everyone.